crew arrived in their T-38 training aircraft from the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. This is a standard operation for the crew to come in about 3 days before launch. Their arrival was again at about 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Flying in the lead T-38, of course, is the commander, Andy Allen. And he, flying in the back seat, is one of our astronauts from the Italian Space Agency, Umberto Guidoni. Pilot Scott Horowitz arrived flying the T-38, and flying in his back seat is mission specialist Jeffrey Hoffman. Claude Nicollier is preparing to make his third trip into space today. Maurizio Kelly, mission specialist, is making his first trip into space today.
We've been kind of busy coming across the Gulf here, but it's a beautiful day to fly, and we look forward to a day like this on Thursday afternoon so we can get back up and go fly again. This time it'll be on Columbia.
The Kennedy Space Center launch team is proceeding with plans to launch the Space Shuttle Columbia, scheduled for liftoff at 3:18 p.m. This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 3 hours and holding, and we do have live television of our flight crew on the third floor of the operations checkout building, just departing their suit-up room and making their way toward the elevator, which will take them to the base of the room. There is a wide range of interest on this mission and its international crew. Workers at Kennedy Space Center, of course, are all anxious to see this one go on time today. And the commander, Andy Allen, has emerged from the building, followed by his pilot, Scott Horowitz, and payload commander Franklin Chang Diaz, mission specialist Jeffrey Hoffman, mission specialist Claude Nicollier, Maurizio Kelly, and payload specialist Umberto Guidoni. Everything continues to go well as the launch team works to finalize all aspects of preparations for the launch of Space Shuttle Columbia at 3:18 p.m. Eastern Time. At this time, the booster test conductor is verifying that the chamber pressures in the solid rocket motors is at the appropriate levels. Also, air-to-ground voice checks have been completed between the crew and mission managers here in the firing room, and the crew cabin closeouts are about to begin. All checks of the payload's instruments have been completed, and engineers and managers are reporting no technical concerns.
OTC, CDR, I'm going to move my seat.
I copy CDR.
Currently at the pad and here in the firing room, all continues to go on schedule for the launch of Space Shuttle Columbia this afternoon at 3:18. At T-minus 1 hour, 27 minutes and counting, this is shuttle launch control. We are continuing with the count.
20 minutes to pick up the plane. I copy. CLS is go for orbiter access arm retract.
The orbiter access arm is now being retracted away from the vehicle. This is the walkway used by the crew to gain entry into and out of the vehicle, and it can be returned to position within seconds if need be. T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting. And the gaseous oxygen vent hood is slowly being retracted away from the top of the external tank. We are transferring to orbital internal power at this time. Columbia is now running off its 3 main onboard fuel cells. Coming up for a go for auto sequence start.
let's just go for auto sequence.
And we have a go for auto sequence start. Columbia's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 20 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have liftoff of the Space Shuttle Columbia, continuing space research through tether satellite technology.
Houston, Columbia, we're on a roll. And 11 command.
Roger, roll, Columbia.
Houston now controlling. Columbia rolling on course for a 28.5 degree inclination orbit.
Gauge is showing 45% on the left.
Roger, stand by.
We're still good up push. Okay, Houston, we copy that. It's just our bias on the TC gauge.
And Columbia, your go at throttle up.
Go at throttle up.
3 engines on board now back at full throttle. The crew reporting a errant gauge on board. However, all indications for the engines are that they're operating well. Again, back at full throttle. Altitude now 69,000 feet. Downrange from the launch pad, 8 nautical miles. Columbia already traveling 2,000 miles per hour. Flight controllers standing by at 2 minutes after launch for burnout and jettison of the twin solid rockets. Booster officer confirms a good separation of the twin solid rockets. Columbia now on its second stage main engines. 3 main engines again operating well at full throttle.
Columbia, performance nominal.
Copy, nominal performance.
Okay, GC.
Roger.
Okay, Inco, your commanding is complete, correct?
For now, but we got commands in about 5 or so.
Okay, GC, let's go ahead and safe the system. All flight controllers coming around the room for a go, no-go per the LCC. Prop. Go. GNC.
Go.
Guidance.
Go.
FIDO.
Go.
I'll come back to you, GC. DPS.
We're go.
Payloads.
Go.
Eagle.
We're go.
Ecom.
We're go.
FAO.
Go.
Inco.
Go.
Max.
Go.
Booster.
Go.
Surgeon.
Go.
Okay, all flight controllers, if you're still go, green please on your status lights. GC, let's unsafe the Mach. NTD Houston flight.
Go flight.
Yes, sir. The dump data, we just had a chance to look at it. It is the same signature we saw earlier this morning. And with that confirmation, we are go.
I copy that. Launch director, NTD. I copy that. Ops manager, you ready? Jim, we're cleared, then you're cleared to launch. 10.
Yeah, let's just go for main engine start.
Liftoff confirmed.
Copy.
Houston, Columbia. We're on a roll.
Flight guidance, we see a good roll.
And a left
Copy.
command.
Roger, roll, Columbia.
Booster flight.
Go flight.
Command message.
And Houston, our gauge is showing 45% on the left.
We got good data, flight.
Roger, stand by.
Copy. Showing left engine at 104.
We're showing good outburst.
Columbia, we're showing good engine, good commands on all three.
Throttling down, flight. Good commands on the
Okay,
left.
thank you much.
Copy.
Miko confirmed.
Copy. Stand by, Fido.
Flight Fido, nominal Miko, no OMS 1 required, and I'm go for the photo DTO.
Copy, and prop. Props go. Raj, Capcom.
Columbia, nominal Miko, OMS 1 not required.
DTSAP.
You have a go for the photo DTO. Good job, guys.
Okay, and Blaine, thanks much for everything. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, Scott was saying it never works that fast in the sim.
Roger.
I don't know if I'm hoping that you could see some of the particulate material that was coming out of the payload bay. There was quite a bit of it, mostly just little white particles as far as we could tell.
Yes, sir, we saw that, Jeff. That's an excellent image you've downlinked. That's just spectacular. What a great Earth Ops attitude you're in. This one's going to go in all the movies.
And Houston, the DDCS activation, steps 2 and 4 of TSS activation are complete now.
Copy, payloads concurs. That's a great view of the glove box.
Okay, Dave, I'm just setting up everything. Lights, you can see the lights right here, and we got the little internal box already connected. Everything looks good, and I've connected the power. I'm just about ready to power the thing up. Let me read you also some filter numbers, which I think you're supposed to write down.
Okay, Houston, for TSS, real motor checkout is complete, and I'm sure you see the final outboard temperature is 45.1 rather than greater than 50, but aside from that, everything looks good. And we're ready for the vernier motor checkout.
On board, the crew members are behind in their timeline, just about by 2.5 hours or so after they've spent some time attempting to resolve some issues with a computer referred to as SmartFlex. That's a computer that processes data from the tethered satellite system. Apparently, the one of 2 cores on that satellite failed. It failed automatically over to the second core, and currently the right core of that SmartFlex computer is being used and appears to be operating as expected. That will allow satellite activation to begin for the tethered satellite system. The crew members also have been working with a second unit called the DDCS. That's a dedicated display unit that graphically displays information about the major components of the tethered satellite system. That unit is functioning, however, it is processing data at a very low level due to a low performance level.
Columbia for TSS.
That.
Mandy, we're in the process of reconfiguring for KCA ops. We're going to be uplinking the DDCS timeline files for your one-day late deploy. And I got a procedure to read to someone.
Yeah, copy that and stand by one.
Okay.
Columbia, Huntsville, for spree SO1, no response necessary. You have a go for step 10.
Columbia, Houston, we'd like you to perform a maneuver for SLA Cal at 05 hours.
Huntsville, Columbia, the set is activated, and we're standing by for your action on page 12-4.
We copy, and we'll be doing that depth reset from the ground shortly.
Okay.
Go for deploy, right?
No, we're no constraint to fly away right now.
Sounds good. DPS?
We're go.
Inco?
We're go.
Okay, Capcom, you're up. Go. Surgeon?
Go.
KGC, sounds like good work. Let's make sure we stay that way. Understand. Stand by, Maurizio. Columbia, you are go for satellite attitude verification, 3-14. Go ahead, Maurizio. Columbia, Houston, you are go to unlatch the satellite.
Okay, Dave, welcome aboard, and go to unlatch.
so there'll be an attitude at 23.
Okay, very good. I'll do those steps now.
In 2 minutes, there'll be an attitude.
GNC concurs.
Okay. You'll be in attitude in 2 minutes.
There's an echo up here.
Now. Columbia, we've verified good flyaway attitude, and 4 Bravo should look right now.
Great, thanks. Thanks.
Okay, all operators, don't get too mesmerized by the TV. We are 20 minutes away from flyaway. Let's keep an eye on what's going on. But it does look nice. Prop.
Go.
GNC.
We'll go.
Max. Go. Eagle.
Go.
ECOM.
Go.
FAO.
Go.
Payloads.
Go.
DPS.
Go.
INCO.
Go.
Capcom. The crews go for deploy.
Columbia, Houston, you are go for release per performance gate 101.
Copy, go. And things look fine up here.
Things look fine down here, Jeff. We will be uniform through the handover through Milan.
Okay, and we show both sets of thrusters on, and we're looking good.
Concur.
Thrusters and the APS heaters are both on, looking good.
We concur, thrusters and APS heaters on.
We're only about 1 degree out in yaw flight. Everything else is less than 1.
Okay, if you see the crew starting to chase the libration like that, give me a blow-by-blow on that.
Smooth, we've turned inline 1 off. We're putting the satellite in yaw hold. There's a slight drift towards the orbiter starboard, and Andy's controlling it.
And we copy. And
Copy, we see it, concur.
inline 1 off. Flight confirmed. Good tensions, flight. APS heater off flight.
Copy.
Okay, we see the tension go way down, but the tether's still going out fine. Very slight lateral oscillations, but it's looking real good.
Copy, flight.
Copy, Jeff. Thank you.
Flight GNC.
Go ahead.
Yeah, B10 is configured per the checklist.
Copy, B10.
The tether has broken at the boom. The tether has broken. It is going away from us. Get it on the TV, Claude. Please get it on the TV. The tether has broken.
Copy.
Trying to photograph it floating away from us.
And Jeff, we're tracking it with the radar, and we do read zero tension.
Okay, Dave. Looks like all the tether is outside of the boom and well away from the orbiter. We've got some tether inside the boom. Maybe it looks like about 8 or 10 meters. So it broke inside the boom, it seems. We've got the brake on. And we don't see any tether movement. It's just laying inside the boom.
Copy all, Andy. And stand by. Okay, Andy, and we want to completely verify, do you have a visual on the satellite and the tether is moving away from the shuttle? And like some words on that.
Okay, well, we had a visual on the satellite up until we got into darkness here. We'll go ahead and try to pick it back up. But at the time that we had it, all the tether was heading up towards the satellite and was well away from us.
Copy.
Dave, it looks like we still have a radar lock, so we could keep that for a little bit, unless you guys are tracking it better than we are.
We have an image.
Okay, and what you're seeing now, we were using the 350. And confirm you are seeing the picture?
Affirmative, Jeff. Good image.
Okay, this is taken through the EOS 350 millimeter lens. We were photographing the shape of the tether, and you can see it just starting to go slack now. Unfortunately, in all the excitement, somebody bumped the camera, and we lost it. Okay, and that's the view that we had of it as it was drifting away, and we got it for a minute or so before sunset.
Yes, sir. Well, those are some tether dynamics we did not want to see.
Well, we have demonstrated that you can generate a lot of electricity with tether, and unfortunately, we've also demonstrated that you can use tethers to launch a satellite into a much higher orbit.
And Fido concurs, that was one of our objectives. Two of our objectives, at least. In fact, we can see it picked up about an 80 foot per second boost.
Without using any propellant. Okay, and there the sun was setting, and I guess we lucked out as far as being able to capture some of it before the sunset.
Two minutes to the ZOE. Back with you on the west at 22:06.
Copy.
That's a beautiful shot of an amazing piece of equipment.
We can't send you a birthday cake, but here it is.
That looks very tasty.
Okay.
Thanks for all the well wishes.
3, 2, 1, mark. I think we got a good burn going.
And Maurizio, this one has a higher flow rate, and I guess that's why we've got more eyes on this one.
I see. Okay. And I see you on, you should have the front door view.
And we're still seeing the displays.
Columbia, don't let that thing get loose.
I thought you were thinking exactly the same thing.
If it gets any bigger, we're going to leave you all up there.
Columbia, Houston, we'd like you to perform a maneuver for SLA Cal at 05 hours. That's just in a few minutes.
Roger, maneuver for SLA Cal, 05 hours. We'll do that.
And thanks, Maurizio. We do have live TV into the cabin.
Copy.
Columbia, we're 1+30 from the ZOE. Back with you at 0641. No response required. We're with you on the mid-deck, Franklin. You look real busy.
On my mark now. 3, 2, 1, mark. The igniter is on. Igniter released. Nice flame shooting upwards. Pretty fast burn this time. Okay, and the film just stopped on the top camera. Just about on time.
And Columbia, Houston, we're 2 minutes to a Tidris LOS. We'll pick you back up at 9 hours, 9 minutes.
Roger.
Hello, folks. Hello, Jeff. Hi, Claude. We're looking in the window at you.
Atlantis, Columbia.
Columbia, Atlantis. We have you loud and clear, Andy. How me?
Well, hey, Chili. How you doing? We're just, we're passing Leeville right now. We'll be over top of the Cape in about a minute and a half.
Well, Andy, you all been up there too long. We're missing you down here. When are you coming home?
The Amazon River of Brazil, clearly visible with the sun glint off of the water.
Environmental Systems Officer here in Mission Control reporting very good cooling for the orbiter as it passes now down to the final phase of its entry, less than 11 minutes away from touchdown. This view of Columbia from long-range tracking cameras at the Kennedy Space Center showing a very stable vehicle, now 5.5 minutes from touchdown.
Columbia, we show you on energy approaching the hack. Winds are 330, 15 gusts to 19. That's pretty much all on the head. And no change to altimeter.
Allen about to flare up the orbiter's nose. Landing gear now beginning to be deployed by pilot Scott Horowitz. Main gear touchdown. Horowitz now preparing to deploy the drag chute. Nose gear touchdown. Columbia now rolling out on runway 33 at the Kennedy Space Center to wrap up a 6.5 million mile microgravity research mission.
Houston, Columbia, we'll stop at the Kennedy Space Center.
Roger, we copy your elation. Welcome back, Annie. Great landing, and we'll get you your post-landing delta shortly.
Houston, Columbia, standing by words, hydraulic load test.
Roger. Doc, hydraulic load test not required.
On glide slope on center line.
Copy. Columbia, show you on glide slope on center line.
Roger, Houston, field in sight.
Roger, copy field in sight.
Ground speed enable auto load release.
Copy.
Load. Houston, Columbia, we'll stop at the Kennedy Space Center.
Roger, we copy your elation. Welcome back, Annie. Great landing, and we'll get you your post-landing delta shortly.
Okay, Max, any immediate post-landing deltas?
None, flight.
Eagle?
None.
ECOM?
None. We'll be going on ammonia real soon here, though. We'll get back with you.
Copy that. Okay, no immediate deltas. Capcom, he's go to pick up with the post-landing procedures.
Columbia, Houston, no immediate deltas. You have a go to pick up with your post-landing procedures, page 5-3.